All right, we've got a classic tonight.
Ooh.
You'd enjoy this.
Oh, yes.
We got Laphroaig 10, but
But?
we're comparing tonight.
Oh?
Yes, with Laphroaig's little baby brother.
The fuck?
Let's see how they stack up head to head with, well, we try a wee dram of Oak Select versus 10. We've tried Laphroaig 10 before. We loved it. Many people out there love it.
Yeah.
But they wanted to try something new, a bit more approachable for beginners into the world of peated whiskies, right? Okay. So with the Laphroaig 10, go check out other reviews on that on our channel. Very peaty, very intense flavour, coastal flavours, medicinal but sweet at the same time. It is for experienced drinkers, I would say. So they wanted to bring something out that was a bit more approachable for the beginners to get them into the world of Islay whiskies, right?
Okay, yeah.
So we'll do a little comparison here because, you know, make sure.
Why not?
So the idea with these, right, is they've started with the, oops, a little heavy there.
I'm okay with it.
I know.
I remember this.
I know you've got to drive though. But so they've started with the exact same mash bill, right? So high peated malted barley, distilled in copper pot stills, all the rest of it. So it's the same base.
Right.
It's where the aging that comes into it that they've changed. So with the 10, if you remember, it's mostly ex-bourbon, sitting in same barrels for 10 years.
Okay.
Right, so aging, really soaking that in. I'm concentrating here. So we're sitting in the same barrel for 10 years. They're really trying to keep a lot of that peat in there. Makes it really sharp and dominant, that peat sort of flavour, which is a smoky flavour, of course. But what they've done with the Oak Select is they've run it through, I think, 4 different barrels.
Okay.
So the idea of that is to try and soften it up a bit and age it quicker. There's no age statement on this Oak Select, so don't know how long it's been aging for, but they run it through like ex-bourbon, Oloroso sherry, which gives it a bit more of a savoury sort of flavour, sort of dry, nutty sort of flavours. They run it through a PX sherry barrel, which is more your really sweet dessert-like flavours, so just to really try and soften that up a bit, and also some virgin American oak barrels. So they're just trying to tone down that peat a bit and bring a bit more sweetness and approachability to what they do, but still have those same sort of flavours, so you understand what Laphroaig's all about.
Okay.
Whether they've hit the nail on the head, I don't know.
Well, let's
find out.
So yeah, straight away I can see there's a difference in the colour, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
The original is a lot darker than the baby brother, as you described it.
Yeah, so I mean, I can only imagine with the Oak Select, it wasn't in the barrels for a very long time.
Okay.
It's just sort of like a quick turnaround just to try and impart the flavour a lot quicker.
Right.
Because, I mean, to sit it in the same barrel for a long time, there's only so much flavour you're going to suck out of that, so it sits there for a long time. Yeah. Yeah, so obviously you're going to get a bit more of those wood tannins and everything else that impart into that, whereas this is just a quick turnaround to suck those flavours out of those barrels, move on to the next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what should we go for first?
Well, that's why I got the baby brother in the little glass, so we don't forget which is which, right?
So we want to go baby brother first.
Where? So again, well, with whiskies, with wines, with most stuff, you sort of start with the softer ones first, so you're not overpowered.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough.
By your stronger flavours.
Certainly smells nice.
It's definitely
smells light.
It does smell lighter, sweet, but still peated.
Yeah.
But not overly heavy. Now, you go to that, you're smelling much more of an ocean.
Yeah. Yeah. A little bit more salty.
Yeah.
Definitely a bit heavier.
And you go back to the small one, you can barely get the peat out of that now that you've given your factory senses a bit of an affront to the peat.
But you still smell it though. It's still
yeah.
You know.
But it definitely toned down with that peat. And as I said, they've started with the same amount of peated barley in the mash.
Yeah.
So this is just about what's happening with that barrel process.
They're just purely going for a different flavour.
Yeah. Just amazing how much peat has actually left that.
Yeah.
Just from changing barrels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's give it a
little
try.
taste.
That's light. That's easy.
Definitely still peated.
Yeah. Little tang to it.
Very sweet. Well, for an Islay,
Yeah.
you know, they're generally, as I said, they are very coastal flavours, medicinal sort of flavours. But that has definitely got a lot of sweetness to it.
Yeah. But still, I remember our last comparison, which was Laphroaig against Ardbeg.
Yeah.
And there was a big contrast.
That
big,
was just
massive difference, yeah.
punches to the face, both of them. But oh, that's still so good.
Oh yeah, I still like that.
So much rich flavour
Yeah.
in that still.
A lot heavier than the Oak Select.
Yeah. I mean, I like what they're going for here. And if you are trying to get into whiskies, doing this A/B comparison, really good.
Yeah.
It's a good way to find flavours because you're picking things out by comparison rather than just trying to bring them up off the top of your head.
Yeah.
So you keep going back and forth between them, and you'll find so much more.
And when you do them
time.
side by side, if you've got a stronger flavour, heavier flavour, more savoury flavour versus a sweeter, lighter, more zestier flavour, whatever way you want to describe it.
Yeah, I mean, going too far, too broad of a range, it mightn't go so well.
Yeah.
But finding those things that are relatively similar, that you might sort of struggle to find what flavours are in there. Try something that's fairly similar and you'll start picking other things out.
Yeah. I think for a beginner though, it needs to be some level of difference though. Otherwise, you're going to think, oh, they're the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's a good way of training your palate.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's like comparing two beers instead of comparing two ales.
Yeah.
So if you had a lighter ale versus a darker ale, they're different flavours.
It's too much of a difference, yeah.
It is, but you know what way it's going. You know what direction that it's going in. And then you can kind of guide yourself to what you might want to try more of, I would say.
Yeah. I just keep going back to it. I mean, I can see what they're going for with what they were trying to do, but I don't think it's enough. I don't think that there's that much. It is a lot softer and a lot lighter, but it's not enough to, I think, bring a beginner into the realm of Islay. Like, if they're going to do it, you just start with the 10, I think.
Yeah.
Because that is a lot richer flavour. Yes, a bit peatier, but it's not. It hasn't taken that much peat out that it's still in a front.
Yeah.
That flavour.
But it is definitely a little bit lighter. But I think I'll agree with you. If you're going to go and introduce yourselves to the Islays like this, Laphroaig is good for that because it's still a massive contrast to the likes of the Ardbeg.
Yeah.
That one was a very stark contrast.
Exactly.
They're close, they're tight, but it's just slightly lighter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, I mean, when we were comparing Laphroaig and Ardbeg, it was like once we got past that peat, because usually, like, once you start with an Islay, it's that peat that hits you first.
Yeah.
Half a glass later, you can sort of start seeing what's in behind that.
Yeah.
So we were sort of comparing what was behind that, and it's that real rich flavour of Laphroaig that we both like.
Yeah.
And that a lot of people do. So with the Oak Select, a lot of that just
feel like it's
just
diluted.
tight. That good flavour hit that you're chasing after the peat, that's gone.
Right.
It does seem a bit more watered down. I do like that little bit of extra sweetness to it. It is a good little contrast with that peat, but I think it's just watered it down too much.
Yeah, I think I could agree with that. It's more diluted as opposed to...
I mean, if there was less peat in there, like if they had started the mash bill with a bit less peated barley or malted barley, then it might have worked for what they were trying to achieve.
Yeah.
Because it would be a nice, sweeter, a bit more approachable, less peated to get the beginners in. But it's still got nearly just as much peat in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I can agree with that. So what do we think out of 5 glasses here? Right. I think we're still both quite fond of the Laphroaig 10.
Yes,
so.
yeah. I mean,
I think our scores.
I think we might have underestimated the scores a little bit, just in hopes that there was something good. But I'm Laphroaig 10's leaning to a 5.
Leaning to a 5. Yeah.
It's right up there with one of the favourites.
It's certainly getting there, all right.
Yeah. I mean, Oak Select again. Well, I will say it is a bit cheaper. You're looking at $70-80 Aussie, where the 10s you're pushing 110 plus.
Yeah,
big. So if you are chasing something again a bit more approachable, achievable, all the rest of it, it's not bad.
Yeah,
there's nothing bad to say about it.
No.
Which if we had just drank that tonight, the score would be higher.
Yeah.
But when you're comparing it to something that is
the OG,
exactly. Yeah. You're gonna find its flaws.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I can agree with that. I definitely think 4.5 for myself for the Laphroaig, because I have liked that, and I'm glad you brought it back out today.
I knew you wouldn't be disappointed.
Yeah, but yeah, I think I'll go for 3.5 for the for its baby brother, for the Oak Select.
I think I'd agree with that. That's actually a good call, because as I said, like, it is something I would reach for on the shelf. It's not like I would never drink it.
Yeah.
But by comparison, it doesn't hit that mark. But
if you're wanting a Laphroaig and they haven't got the 10-year-old, it's still good. But if you have the 10 and you're not fussed on the money,
that's right. I don't know if I could say that it'd be good for beginners.
You don't think so?
Well, again, it's just it hasn't got that real hit of flavour that you're chasing to get people in. But well, let's sort of do that as a question. I mean, Laphroaig 10, it's a good tried and true whiskey, right? So, do you think a whiskey like this and many others like it, and I'm asking this to the audience too, do you think that they can get somewhere with this evolution of their brand to try and bring more people in, or do you think that waters down their identity?
The third possibility is it's about creating a new brand for their existing customers to enjoy. Yeah. Because that's the other thing.
Yeah, well, I honestly don't think if you enjoy Laphroaig 10, you're not going to enjoy this anymore.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay.
I couldn't imagine anyone liking this more than 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the idea of where they were going with it.
Yeah.
And I like the process, the whole different barrels, but I think a bit more age is needed.
Yeah. Potentially this could be the start of something else. They might have something like this aging.
Yeah, well, they've bought a couple of these out. This is the Oak Select. They've bought out just a Select before. I believe was a similar sort of process.
So it's potential that in 10 years' time we could see a 10-year-old Oak Select, maybe.
That'd be good. I like that idea.
Yeah. I do occasionally have good ideas. If Laphroaig is listening. Yeah.
No, all right, well, let us know if anyone out there has tried both of these.
That's right.
Let us know what your opinion is. Or any of the other Laphroaigs. We'd like to know if there are any other good ones out there.
We are a big fan, so if you'd like to recommend one, or indeed send us a bottle. We're fine with that.
We'll compare 10 any day.
Absolutely. Equally, if you think there is a better introductory bottle for an Islay Scotch, throw it in the comments and we'll test it out.
Yeah. That sounds good.
And until then, please remember to like, comment and subscribe and share us far and wide. Yeah. That's it. You going for the baby? Hey. I'm not doing both at the same time. Come on.
We're big.
They're the same.
Oh, fuck it.
Give the man a drink.
Yeah.
Shaky start, but I think we're...
Yeah.